Okay, so welcome to my channel and to my first live video. I'm not sure if you call it vlog, but my name is Esther Lewars, and I was watching Think Media's channel yesterday, and I came across a video that Sean did, and he stated that if you're interested in doing any type of online outreach using YouTube to share knowledge or to develop your brand, then you just have to do it. Oh my gosh. I've been teaching students and teachers, but I mostly find my experiences working with students very, very enlightening and rewarding. I've taught them how to do blogs and podcasts and videos and how to write computer programs in Scratch and coding. So, me not following my own advice and my own knowledge to create and share content is like counterintuitive to everything that I stand for. And it's not that I don't know how to do it, and it's not that I don't have the devices. Like if I were to turn the camera around, like you'll see my microphone and light stand and the computer screens and everything all set up. But I just haven't taken the courage to jump in and to do it and to share my knowledge and everything that I've studied and learned and experienced over the years, both academically, professionally, and career wise. So yeah, this is just my opportunity to just take the challenge and to just create a live video. I know it doesn't have to be live, but I'm just using the live feature as a way to capture, um, what it is that I have to say. So, in addition to working in the K-12 system, and again, this is very unscripted. It's not, it's unlike me to show up and just run off. Nah, not really. I do go off the top of my head sometimes, but usually I would have notes and scripts and what I want to say when and after and an outline, at least an outline. So yeah, so this is just an impromptu thing. It is November 3rd. It's election night. I did vote and the results are coming in. It seems to be a very tight race. So what better night that to, be adventurous and just record yourself on YouTube live. Yeah, it's live, but it's not live because it's unlisted. So, anyways, since it's unscripted, what best to talk about but than myself? As I said, my name is Esther Lewars. The most obvious thing right now is that I'm wearing a Google for Education trainer shirt. So I think it was 2014 that I applied to be a Google certified trainer. They've since changed logos and names, but I was one of the first 500 people to become a certified trainer, which meant I had to apply, submit a video showing that I knew how to use the Google products, the Google Apps products, and to train teachers. And each year I have to train teachers, staff on Google products and submit those hours to show that I'm actively using my certificate. I haven't used it on a large scale in terms of working with teachers in schools outside of my immediate area, but that's been a goal of mine to also, you know, launch my brand outside of my immediate local area. So I did mention that I have taught for over 18 years, in addition to teaching in the school system. I'm also an adjunct professor at a local university here in the Newark, New Jersey area. And behind me are my 3 degrees. Yeah, three. Why, you might ask? So here I went to Rutgers and JIT, studied information systems back in the year 2000. Y2K, 20 years ago. Can you believe it? So, class of 2000. And then later on, 2007, I went to Columbia University where I got my master's in computing in education. So it's similar to an instructional design degree, with the exception that um, my degree focused on, computing, programming, and the role that it plays in students' learning. How do you create computational experiences to help students learn and to provide experiential learning opportunities for them? Then, oh yeah, by the way, so most of my classes at Columbia were online, and that allowed me to work with individuals across the nation as well as global participants with global participants, and then we would also meet on campus during the summer. And since I lived in Jersey, I also had the opportunity to drive over to New York whenever I wanted to go on campus. And so my degree was like one of the first degrees that started the whole online learning and getting your online. It was one of those degrees. Uh, I felt, sometimes I felt as if, it's not something to really talk about, but in a sense, it offered me the opportunity to learn learning how to learn in an online environment allowed me to also learn how to teach in an online environment. And so, yeah, it was a very, um, it's an experience that had an effect on my career since a lot of us were in remote locations. I would be the one that would suggest, oh, let's use Google Docs to work on our projects, or use Google Slides to do our presentations. No, we don't have to meet up. So I was always a big, always promoting the use of Google Docs. And so that was 2007. The things that I was learning and using in my degree back then, I was also teaching my teachers in my school. So since 2007, my teachers knew how to create Google sites. And yeah, we would, back then there was no um, education domain or Google for Education. So we created our own Google accounts. Some of my students in my tech club had their own Google accounts. Yes, they weren't, but that's what we had to do to be able to collaborate and to share and to take part in the learning experience. And so, yeah, my teachers were learning some of the same things that I was learning in my degree program. So, what we're doing now today as part of the online virtual environment, in a sense, I'm happy that it's happening because, as tech coordinators, as educational technologists within the schools, we've been pushing for learning opportunities such as these for quite some time. And I know it's important for our students to learn math and language arts and science, but I think it's also important to maximize the use of your physical resources as well as your human resources. So if you have an equipment that can complete certain tasks, When appropriate, why not use it? Similar, if you have individuals in your organization that are qualified to do certain tasks, why not put them in places to help the organization grow and become better. Yeah, so wow, that took me off topic for a while here. So my next degree was in 2017. I graduated from Seton Hall University with my EDS, Educational Specialist degree in Education Leadership, Management, and Policy. And as a result, I have my certificate of eligibility in school leadership. So I have my school principal certificate as well as my supervisory cert. Um, yeah, and I think I talked about being an adjunct professor, and that's a very interesting role, and I'm very appreciative of my ability to go back to my former college and teach the subject that I majored in. So I majored in information systems, and for about 4 years, I taught information systems. Most recently, I've been teaching computers, ethics, and society. And while it's a very it's a topic that's needed and necessary, and it's something that everyone should at least be exposed of how to go through the ethical analysis process, and how we think about things, how things impact others, and the societal norms. It's something that we all should do, especially for our students that are looking to become software developers or work in industry. But I do prefer my information systems course. So, yeah, so for a while, for a year, I got the opportunity to work at the New Jersey Department of Ed, leading computer science for the state. That was also a very, very, very impactful opportunity because I got to, meet new colleagues working there in the Office of Innovation and interacting with folks from other departments as well as other areas of education, interacting with and communicating and training folks that were in the field, like in the regional offices and at schools, meeting teachers from schools all over New Jersey. So that's an experience that I will always treasure. My role was leading computer science for the state and trying to revise our standards and developing a strategic plan. And, you know, while that's interacting with thought leaders across the US, so people in other states, educational leaders, and state directors, as well as individuals from organizations such as Code.org and CS for All and different entities. So it was a truly great experience. And now I am a computer teacher at a local K-8 school. And I am enjoying my process. And yeah, and that's why I'm wearing my shirt today. I try to dress up and look decent for my classes. And this thing is going like almost 15 minutes just talking about myself. And I didn't even talk about my family. I have two kids. One is 14 in high school, and the other is, I was about to say 11. He just turned 12, and he's in the sixth grade. So, yeah, these are my two babies. And I'm going to end now because this was a redo. So, this counts as my second 35 videos that I'm supposed to just create and share, because the first one didn't have the audio, right? So that's it. Okay, just pretending my screen froze. Bye, y'all.